Hey y'all, hey, welcome to But Also, the Real Talk podcast for real life moments. I am your host, G Dazzle. Some of y'all know me as G Daz, but most of y'all just call me G, your girl, your friend, your sis who is here to keep it real with you. If this is your first time joining, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and subscribe at YouTube at G plus Dazzle. And follow on the socials, TikTok at But Also Podcast, Instagram, But Also _ podcast. And if you're listening on your favorite podcast app, make sure you're locked in there as well. You'll thank me later. Now, to get into it, this podcast is all about diving into life's moments that don't always fit into a neat little box, because life isn't always black and white. Here, we talk about the gray, both sides, the yes and moments, where two things can be true at the same time. Like, my gosh, this year is on fast forward. But also, we are on the way to warmer weather, child, because I am ready for it, okay? So, if there's ever a moment where you feel yourself saying, dang, G, you just gonna read my life like that? Yes. Yes, I am. Because we are all living the same life, boo. But that's okay. So, whether you're out here trying to figure it all out or just make it through today, I got you. We'll talk about the highs, we'll talk about the lows, and all of the messy moments in between. All right, y'all. Let's get into it. All right, y'all. Now, today's going to be filled of random thoughts because, life been lifing, and you don't always have time to sit down and organize all your thoughts and get them all out. If you've been rocking with me for a while, follow me here. Just buckle up for this random stream of consciousness because it's going to happen. Like I said before in the intro, am I the only one who feels like March is on fast forward? Because, bruh, it is literally the middle of March already. We're literally in the middle of March. And I promise March just started 2 days ago. Like, we just got here. February was just last week, and today should only be March 3rd. But, baby, that is not the case. We are halfway through this thing, which means that we are wrapping up on the tail end of Q1. What? When did we get here? I'm not even going to hold you a little bit. I still ain't filed my taxes. Don't judge me, judge your mama. But I still have not filed my taxes yet because I'm thinking I got all the time in the world. I don't because April 14th, or is it 15th? I'll let one of the premium adults tell me which day it is because either way it goes, April in the teens is around the corner just as much as March is wrapping up this corner. So I'm going to need the earth to slow down. We just got here. I feel like 2026 and we're still getting to know each other, right? Like, we just got introduced like 3 months ago. We're still nuzzling in, trying to, figure each other out, see how we feel about each other, if we cool or not. I mean, I know that the year definitely was tripping for a second because Mercury was still getting her microblades done and they were a little tight. But all of the weather things and just the atmosphere. So, I just feel like we're still trying to figure out how 2026 is going to be, right? How is 2026 treating us? How is it acting? Now that we almost have a whole full grown quarter worth of the year underway, which I promise it does not feel like it. But how are we feeling with it? I know how I feel. Like I said, this year has been on fast forward, y'all. And I'm like, slow down. In the words of Bobby V, I'm just trying to get to know you. But also, in other random thoughts, who caught the Oscars this weekend? I know I did. And y'all, it is very rare that I am catching any type of award show live in living color. I just happened to plop down on the couch, had about an hour to waste, turned on my little Fire Stick smart TV, and bam, it said Oscars live. And I was entertained. All I'm going to say is, in the words of Issa Rae, rooting for everybody black. Plain and simple. Rooting for everybody black. And I felt like proper accolades were given. Rounds of applause all around. Sinners swept the show. You hear me? Ryan Coogler? Mr. Cougs? Coogler, if you're grown out here. Sir, hats off to you. You did it. Michael B., come on with the history moment. Come on, Black History in the making. Because Black History 365, Michael B. I loved it. I loved it. From Tiana to Woomy to the whole cast and production. Even the opening number. Like, when they came out the gate with the whole performance of the Sinner's song, "I Lied to You," I don't know what it is about seeing it in a live form like that. I wish I could have been I would have given anything to have been in that audience because even watching it again, being performed live, even with the guest appearances that made, appearances on that stage from Raphael Saadiq to I think that was we had even someone from Run DMC on the ones and twos, and even Shabuzi, which what I am gathering from the TikTokies and just from the Twitteries or X if they call it, um, the culture's not rocking with Shabuzi. Apparently, Shabuzi made some comments that I missed, but made some comments about Black culture or immigrants built a country or something to the other. I don't have all of the information, so please do not quote me on that. Use your own common sense and do your own deep dive on the interwebs because if it's on the internet, it must be true, right? But apparently, the culture's not rocking with Shabuzi. I didn't know that. But even he made a cameo appearance on that stage. But seeing that I lied to you live and live in color. It was chilling to me in the theaters when I saw it, and it gave me chills again watching it live and live in color. Like, honestly, I wouldn't be mad if they made Sinners the musical, the Broadway play, because I think it would hit. And that scene still, just seeing the ancestral background and all of the cultures represented and just, seeing the ties through music, dance, that fellowship coming together across all of the cultures and centuries. Ooh wee, just chilling. It almost brought a tear to my eye. I'm not gonna lie. It was just breathtaking. And the outfits, I was here for the outfits. Coleman Domingo is gonna serve you a look every time. I never forget. I think I saw an interview on one red carpet show where he was of course, slang as he normally does. And I think the interviewer had asked him, "So Coleman, you step out in the latest and greatest top fashions, like for men, like you bring it every time." And he's just like, "What do you have to say to that?" Baby, he's like, "Hey, I do what I do because I'm me. If anything, let this be a note to the other men on the red carpet. Step it up. Okay, step it up because Coleman Domingo, Miss Domingo, is always going to slay and has yet to ever decline on any type of face card, style card, anything. He brings it every time, and baby, I'm here for it every time, eating it up bite by bite. You hear me? And Tiana, Miss Taylor, if you're nasty, TT. Girl, I'm going to need you to stop serving body yaddy yaddy and outfits that slay to just slaying out here, stepping on everybody's neck every time you hit a red carpet, girl. Because once again, mama of two with six-pack abs, like where? Where did those babies reside in your stomach? Where? Because all we see is washboard. But baby, I'm here for it. So claps, rounds of applause, claps, applauses all around for TT because she brought it. And I'm so happy for her. I just feel like Tiana this is her era. This is Tiana's season. We didn't seen her show out and getting the recognition. She's been in her acting bag and I'm here for it. Get the roles, boo. Get the roles. Be the Renaissance woman that you are because can't nobody put Tiana in a corner, okay? Because she's going to do her regardless. And I love it. I love it. I really feel that I need Tiana Taylor and Keke Palmer in a movie together. Doing what? I don't know. But I just feel like it needs to happen. I feel like it needs to happen. Because the personalities, how they bounce off of each other, but just what they give and who they are as them is everything. I'm a girl's girl, so anytime I see that women empowerment, I'm here for it. And I want to see those two together. Other thoughts that I had in the Oscars. I think Conan did a great job hosting. I know he's been hosting for years. And I will say this that watching the award shows, I love the fact that when people get up to do their acceptance speeches or when they're at the podiums doing their presentations of the awards, every now and again when they have a moment to speak their mind about something, whether it's about, aspects of America being ghetto and the Cheeto in office that's running this big Cheeto bag, and just the moments of humanitarian where we are all standing on one accord because we know America's ghetto and change has to happen. I love the fact that people use this moment to take advantage of their platforms because they know it's live. They have all of the eyes watching them and they are talking to audiences far and wide. And what ain't going to happen, they may cut on the music, but they're not going to stop what they said because people are watching it live in living color. Live and in living color. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Talk your stuff, speak your mind, use your platform. Use your platform. I love it every time I see it. Here to freedom of speech. So, also fun things from the Oscars are even the post Oscars. I love the fact that even after the award show, after all of that, Michael B went down to his local neighborhood In-N-Out burger to get him something to eat. And I heard that the fans and everything were swarming around because he took him and his award to the counter and ordered his meal. Okay. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it because them shows is long. That was like a 4-hour show and they not eating. They don't feed them folks at the Oscars. They should. I think that they should have light bites, but they don't feed them folks at the Oscars. And so they're literally sitting there primmed and proper. Some of them tucked and sucked and snatched, can't breathe anyway because they got on this couture outfit that is just sitting and laying sewn onto their body just right. So best believe after the show, it's the after party, we gonna get something to eat. And he's like, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna enjoy this burger. I'm gonna enjoy this fry. And I might even have a milkshake with my award by my side. And I love the other nominees and awardees that pulled up on the In-N-Out and got their burgers and fries too, because they're hungry. And they are just boys and girls just here living life, eating food, and being human. And I love when you see celebrities just have human moments doing regular, everyday things that the rest of the world does. Like go to a fast food joint. And who knows, knowing Michael B, in the body that he's serving, that brother is probably on a strict diet. And since he won them awards, he's just like, I'm treating myself today. I'm getting that burger and fry. Animal style, okay? That's how he's gonna do it. That's how I would have done it. But I love seeing the pictures on the Insta of the celebrities that pulled up just to have a human moment at the Oscars. So I really enjoyed that. And I could probably go down a whole nother rabbit tail about all the moments that I enjoyed, the performances, the performances that took place, the outfits alone. Here for it. Here for it. Of course, Queen Latifah, my soror, always representing, because let's just give Queen Latifah her flowers just one more time, because there has yet to be a time where Queen ain't serving. She's always served curvature, always gave you body, yaddy, yaddy, and she's always had a sense of a natural beauty, because once again, why Queen Latifah has not come out with her own hair care line by now, I don't know, because she's been rocking natural healthy hair for years and it always does what it's supposed to do. Okay. And that's all her, all her. I was like, okay, Dana, because if you know her, you know her. So I was like, okay, Dana in the streets, Queen Latifah, to the rest. She served her red ensemble, loved it, loved it. Also, Danielle Westbrooks, representing for Team Chocolate. I love it. She served and she looks good. Okay, another one serving curves for the girls. Okay, curvy body yaddy out here. The dress looked stunning on her. Looks stunning because I follow sis on the Instagrams and baby, she been in the gym hitting it. Okay, and she looks amazing. Amazing. There were a couple other looks that I enjoyed as well. I can't remember them because I didn't write them down. I told you this episode is going to be a random stream of consciousness. So if you rock with me, follow me. And if you don't rock with me, follow me anyway. But there were so many looks that I did enjoy. Definitely enjoyed. Lakeith Stanfield definitely gave a look. I feel like with Lakeith, because I want to put an F at the end of his name instead of Keith, it's Lakeith Stanfield. He was in his dandy bag, and I'm here for it. Not too many men can pull off an eyeliner smoky eye look. But if you gonna do it, do it. And Lakeith, you did it. And I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. It gave us a certain je ne sais quoi to the look. So being your Johnny Depp bag with the eyeliner, that smoky eye was A1. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. And I'm sure there are other looks that tickled my fancy along the way, but those were just some of the random things that I wanted to highlight about the Oscars. So, as I continue to switch gears, something else that I think about because there's so much going on in the world today. And like I said, America, she ghetto. She's still ghetto. But I love how we're finding joy in those small moments. Some of the ways that I've been finding joy, I'm not even gonna say finding joy, but getting a release or taking a break from is like that doom scrolling, that heavy watching, so many documentaries, so many exposés, calling people out, putting them to the hot seat, all of the things that people are doing in the dark coming into the light, i.e., this looking at you, Tyra. You know what you did when you did it. We all watched it. Talking about season 26. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But anywho, because it's so heavy all the time, something that I've been doing just to get a mental break, get a mental rest from it all, I have been doing light watching, light binge watching of the shows that just don't require any emotion to watch, that give you a couple of key here and there, that you don't necessarily have to pay attention to figure out, but just something that's just not so heavy. Today, we have so many shows that are just reality TV, the POV, drama, fighting. Some of the light watching that I've been doing, and don't judge what I'm about to say. Like I said, don't judge me, judge your mama. But light watching I've been enjoying is Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Big fan of that show. They finally released the other seasons on Netflix. Of course, I binged those like it was nobody's business. Even Elsbeth. Elsbeth has a lot of good episodes and seasons. Another one is High Potential. And as I say these out loud, I'm seeing a common thread. Apparently, your girl has been in her crime detective bag. Whatever the mystery is, whatever the mystery van's gonna solve today, it's been my jam, and that's okay. Ironically, although that genre has been my jam, I am not a big Law and Orderer. I am not an SVU, Special Victims Unit girly. I'm not a bum bum. I know the sound. I can have the conversation, but that's not one show that I've binged. But the other ones, I guess, because they're not so dramatic, more light watching and comedy to them, yeah, they bring me a little joy. And I'm okay with that. We need more light watching shows, sitcoms, not reality TV. But also, speaking of reality TV, I would be remiss if I didn't touch on some of those new Netflix shows. I did watch Love is Blind reunion. I did not watch the entire season. I watched the beginning while they were in them pods and then the reunion. And it was interesting. So there was a lot of tea that was shared during that reunion, and apparently, baby, apparently they just really showed their ass. There's no other way to say it. And that's always been a thing where I always say, hey, could I be on reality TV? I could, unless they try to paint me out as the villain or the angry black woman or the combative person, because that's just not me. And I believe sometimes, the producers, they got to drive the angle. Whatever storyline that they see, they got to pick the villain, they got to pick the lovable character, they got to pick, the one who's comedic value there or shock value. There's always going to be some type of role. There's always going to be the villain. You just don't know if it's going to be you. So I digress. That was a random soapbox. But anywho, what's that other show? Age Has No Limit or Love is Ageless. Anywho, whatever the name of that show is on Netflix. This show to me essentially follows the formula of Love is Blind. The only difference is that love ain't blind It's grown or it's super young. And to me, it's about those age gap relationships. Like, is age really a number? And of course, it's that same old formula of, oh, there's two people hosting, man, woman. Maybe they have an age gap. They're talking to a whole bunch of singles who are looking for love. They've done everything that they've could. They've tried all of the things. They want to see if they have connections, like getting to know each other, what they have in common, to see, without sharing their age. Baby, and when I tell you that first episode had my jaw dropped, because my favorite part of watching this show is not necessarily all of the conversations that happen with the people making the connections. It's at the end. So they're on so far, like they're in this forest or something like that. They have connections. And then if the connection is a good one, before they take the next step or the next phase, living together, making a commitment to each other, before they do that, let's go to the promise room. This is where they exchange rings, quote unquote, promise rings of being committed to each other. And then, and only then, that is the point in the time where they reveal each other's age. Baby, that is my favorite part because I love guessing the age of these people based off of their conversations, their style, some of their mannerisms. And your girl has been spot on. Okay, she has been spot on. Well, honey, there is a couple on there. As soon as I saw him, I said, this somebody granddaddy right here. This is somebody granddaddy right here. And the age gap for the young woman, I believe she was from Dallas. I can't remember their names right now because, again, I didn't write nothing down. But she was from Dallas, and I believe she was 20. I think she was like 24, I think. And she had a rule, thinking about her family's interpretation of everything, that for her, it can't be no more than like the gentleman can't be no more than like past his 40s, because that'd be a stretch. She couldn't see it. Her family wouldn't agree with it. Like, that was her thing. Baby, when this brother started talking, and he revealed his age, this man had the nerve to say 60. 60 years old. Now, I gave him about a 54, but when I saw the slick down of the hair and his style and the way he was looking at her, I was like, oh no, this is a grown ass man. This is somebody's grandpappy right here. Somebody's grandpappy, daddy, uncle, and everything. Like, he got generations underneath him, is what it gave. However, the biggest giveaway for me was how he was communicating with her. Now, don't get it twisted. For me, whatever age gap relationship you got, love is love. You do you, boo, because as long as your relationship makes sense to you, it ain't got to make sense to nobody else, because what you do behind them closed doors between you and yours, right? For me, I always say I got a 10-year gap upwards and a 5-year gap below, all right? However, with someone that is an age gap, whether you are younger or older, I always said, if we have an age gap and I'm dating somebody that is younger, I don't want to feel like I am dating somebody that's younger. I don't want to feel or sense your immaturity in our conversations. I want people to see us and they don't even know what our ages are, because we gelling just like a felon. Like, we gelling just tight right now. Our chemistry is just A1. However, the way that he was talking to her was almost like in a, I don't want to say like in a grooming sense, but like guiding her, like very paternal. Like, you can do it. Like, don't guide. Like, she's a grown woman. If you're looking at this person as a partner or who you are committed to, don't talk to them in a parental sense. Like, you're talking to them like they are naive or they're immature, which also leads me to believe that brother ain't new to this. He true to this, because he also made mention of the fact that because of her reaction when he dropped that 60 bomb on her, baby, her jaw dropped. Like, she did the loudest gasp and had to have a moment of silence, which is due, because what? Anywho, he said, yeah, I was a little anxious or worried about telling her my age. That tends to come up pretty often when I share my age and let it be known with women that I'm interested in. Sir, then that lets me know that, you a old man doggy bone around here who's just used to getting them young tenderonies. That's what it told me. That is what it told me. And the fact that he said that, leads me to believe that he is true to this, not new to this. So it'll be interesting to see how things perspire between them. And there were a couple other couples that had some interesting age gaps on them as well. But that one, I just had thoughts because I'm just like, there's no way this is really going to pan out. But hey, that is the crux of reality TV. You know, the crazier, the better. So I guess we're going to be tuning in. At least I know I will, a little bit. So, like I said before, this has been a pretty random episode of just G thoughts. That's all, random G thoughts that have happened over the weekend. And before I depart from you, I always like to have some sort of saying where I want to remind you to have grace with yourself, be kind to yourself, talk nicely to yourself because you deserve it. And as my therapist told me this week, remembering that the only way to eat an elephant is one bite at a time. Because this loops back all the way around to my initial thought of how March and this year has been on fast forward. And I just feel like ever since we lost that hour, knowing that we're not getting it back, the time has been moving super fast and it makes you feel behind, like you're chasing something. And I know I'm not the only one. So give yourself grace and try not to stress about what you don't have control over in this moment. Those are my but also thoughts for today. So if you enjoyed this episode and all of my random but also thoughts this week, make sure again to follow the show on the socials, on TikTok at but also podcast, Instagram but also underscore podcast, and for following the shows to watch it live and live in color and get all of these wonderful facial reactions I'm giving you on the YouTubes at G plus Dazzle. You can also follow me on Instagram at G plus underscore Dazzle for the latest and greatest. And then, make sure that you follow, share it, tell a friend, spread the word. The more, the merrier. We welcome you all in. We welcome you to the But Also crew. Team Big Backs. That will crack me up. Anywho, all right, y'all. Until next time, keep laughing, keep smiling, keep embracing all of the moments, the good, the messy, and everything else in between. All right, y'all. I'll holla.